Hello everyone, today we'll be going over a quick tutorial on making graphs in Excel for your assignment 2, which is based on chapter 4. So the three charts, graphs, plots that we would like you to make are the scatter plot, the histogram, and the bar plot. And the data set is in Moodle. Everything's all on the same sheet, and you'll be using the same data set for making these in R as well. So for starters, the scatter plot is the easiest one to make in Excel. Just take columns C and D, highlight them, and insert chart scatter plot. Super simple. Now for the assignment, we ask you to do a couple of additional graphical changes to the chart. So just hit the chart elements button and click on the appropriate elements that are in the assignment instructions. Next one is the bar plot. There are a couple different ways that you can do a bar plot. The bar plot options up here are an option, but we're going to teach you how to do them a different way. We're going to use the pivot chart. So the pivot chart is up here, right next to it, and you'll recognize that it's looking through Excel and it has found a data set that it wants to use, and you can make sure that it is using the right one by what's highlighted in the box here. So when you hit OK, it will give you a couple pop-ups, and basically you check off what you want to use. So if your data set had a whole bunch more data points, you can only choose the ones that you want. So we're going to click all three: gender, film, and arousal. Now there's a couple things that are wrong with this. For starters, the orientation of the plot has it looking at the sums of arousal. So this y-axis is a little too large because it's looking at the sums of arousal rather than the means. So you will need to change those. So to do that, you go click on arousal, active field. So you gotta make arousal the active field through clicking on it. Double tap it here, and you'll get the option to click on average. So while the overall shape of the bars don't really change, the y-axis does, because now it's looking at the average rather than the sum. So you have the appropriate numbers for males, females, and for each movie. Look at it. The Analyze tab, you have the active field, and you can do the same thing through the field settings button. So if for whatever reason clicking on it isn't working, or you're trying to do additional things, you have this option over here. And similar to the scatter plot, it has a chart elements button as well that gives you access to a set of extra things that you can put in your chart. So the next thing we want is a histogram. The histogram is done a little bit differently. This one requires the data analysis tool pack. If you don't already have that in Excel, there are instructions for how to download it on Moodle near the syllabus towards the top. So the data analysis tool pack, when you're making a histogram, just scroll down, it's one of the options. You need two things: an input range and a bin range. Your input range is your actual observed data points. So you can just go ahead and click this and either type in the cells that you're looking for. I find it a whole lot easier to just highlight the cells that I'm looking for, because if I don't know the last cell from my data, it's kind of hard to type it in. So just highlighting the entire cell is taking a couple tries because my mouse is acting up, but these are all the observed values from the data. So I'm going to hit the input key. Now for the bin range, we want to click. This basically is the y-axis, so the actual frequency of each one appearing. and you have to manually type these into Excel if you had a separate data set. So there's a couple different examples here, and they're labeled bad, better, and best. Basically, the bin range is the categories that you're putting your observations in so that it counts the frequency of it. So when we do this, we want to make sure the chart output is checked and new worksheet is checked. When we hit OK, it'll pop open a bar plot in the wrong page. Damn it.